Welcome back. We are joined by Ed Williams, the Ed Williams, and he's here to talk to us about holiday pounds and fad diets and supplements.
Oh yeah.
So tell me how much turkey I could eat.
As much as you want. Turkey is good, especially you. You can eat all you want. But you know, now that you mentioned that, there's something about turkey, that bird. It has a special enzyme that really helps. You know, it's like a comfort food, right?
So, Ed, we know you are a health and fitness coach, and so you work with people in training, in nutrition coaching. Are people interested in losing weight at this time, or are they already succumbing to the fact that there'll be a couple extra pounds after all the Christmas food?
Most people are going into the holidays without a plan.
Yeah.
And in my coaching, I try to encourage people to go in with a plan. Because if you go in without a plan, then you're going to come out on the other end with 10 more pounds, right? You can have as much fun as you want if you go in with a plan. And the plan is not a sophisticated plan, it's a simple plan. You want to be aware of some strategies that are available to you, one of which, you know, we've discussed a number of times, right? We call it utilizing a special kind of workout, right? Like, you know, if you know, for example, on a weekend you're going to go overboard a little bit, then you know, you like before the weekend, you can do this special type of workout.
Yeah.
It doesn't take long. It's like 30 minutes. And what it does is, see, our muscles are like sponges, and they store glycogen there for ready energy because, you know, like, you know, most of the time in an emergency, your body gets ready for fight or flight, right? So that ready energy is right there, just in case you need it. It's called glycogen. So that it's always there, right there in the muscle. But we can deplete that. So we do what we call a depletion workout just before, and just deplete that glycogen from the muscle, and then we go into our binge or you know, and instead of all the extra calories that we take end up on your waist, they go to replenish the glycogen in the muscle. Your waist remains the same. Right?
So, for people who don't understand anything about the gym, what you're saying is that you need to get in. If you know it's going to be a weekend or a day of excess,
plan ahead.
Get in a solid workout before.
And not necessarily in the gym, you can do it anywhere.
Okay, what kind of exercises are we talking about here?
HIIT.
Okay.
High intensity interval training. Anything other than that, and you'll have to be exercising for hours and hours and hours. And who have time for that?
Yeah.
Not only that, but it also ages you. It accelerates the aging process, right? I mean, it's the concept of mileage.
Yeah.
If you work out for 2 hours, 3 hours or more, you are past that point where now you're putting mileage on your body. The mileage on your clock is going up.
So shorter, more intense.
Exactly. That's the key. Intensity is the
Intervals.
key word, right? And intervals, that's how you get intensity. Heart rate up, heart rate down, heart rate up, heart rate down. You can do that anywhere. You can do that walking.
Power
Walking, and then bring the, you know, you can, you know. So.
And we have spoken about HIIT before, and I find it so fascinating because it's not what we think about very often. Like people think of going out for a 45-minute, an hour-long run, and that's one continuous heart rate. Your heart rate is elevated,
right?
But with HIIT, it's talking about being so extreme with the intensity,
right?
Near passing out levels, and then you come back down.
Right.
And then you go again.
Exactly. And then this ignites the afterburn. So now, after that, you're burning fat. This is like what I call leverage. So your body remains in ketosis for another 48 hours. And if you kick in another workout within that 48 hours, you can live like that, where you're actually converting your body now to an energy body, one that burns fat instead of storing it, right? Then you can look like this young lady here. You never store no fat. You know?
And what do you tell someone that, wants to shed a couple pounds, but they're a little on the lazy side? What do you tell someone?
Well, that's good. That's a good thing. Do the lazy way. High intensity interval training. Work out for 20 minutes.
Lazy way to exercise?
Yes.
I find that hard to believe.
20 minutes. 20 minutes. I mean, instead of working out for 2 hours, work out for 20 minutes. There's a program, a system that I use that I recommend a lot, to where you can work out for 30 minutes 3 times a week. 3 times a week. And in 90 days, transform your body. Wow. So 90 minutes a week, 90 days. Totally transform your body. And I'm talking about not even toning and filling out a little. Because some people want to lose weight, some people want to gain weight. Yeah. Right? I was just talking to the lady. I think she's the janitor, I said, I told her, I said, a lot of people would kill for you, but how do you keep that figure? And she was saying, oh, it's genetics, yeah, my dad and that. But the bottom line is, not everybody wants to lose weight. Majority of people want to lose. For some people, they want to gain a little muscle. But they don't understand this, so it's important for them to understand. They don't want to get fat. Because some people say, man, you just need to put a little bit of fat on your body. You don't need fat. Because if you start that process, it's going to get out of hand. What you want is to gain lean muscle. Now, that's hard. It's hard. I won't kid you. It's hard to gain lean muscle. But when you do, it's easier to maintain.
Right? Why is it so hard?
Because, imagine you're already on the skinny side, right? And now you have to, everything has to be, all your ducks have to be in a row. You got to really place a lot of emphasis on making sure that you're getting all the protein, the amino acids that your body needs to build, and you need to make sure that you're supporting your body through its various cycles, right? Like, for example, you got to get that 8 hours, because that's when your body is going to build.
Of sleep.
Right.
Oh, wow.
Because that's when your body is building. Now, if you were getting the 8 hours, but you're not giving your body enough protein, enough amino acids, then it still can't build. So, and then, your metabolism is already high. That's why you're skinny in the first place. So, it's hard to gain that lean muscle because your body doesn't put it on, right? And then for some people, a lot of times too, you got to increase lung capacity. Your lung capacity has to increase. So there's certain specific exercise that you do to increase lung capacity. But the people who want to gain weight, you can almost count them on one hand.
The majority, and we are battling, not just Belize, across the world, an obesity epidemic.
Absolutely.
The last numbers we had out of Belize, which may have changed slightly, it was 2 out of every 3 persons are either overweight or obese.
Well, if that changed in any way, it got worse.
And I think it's 1 in every 3 obese, and it's 2 out of every 3 are overweight or obese. My point is that there are a lot of people who need to get healthier. And I find, or we find, that a lot of people are looking for quick fixes. Today I'm going to change my life. Today I'm going to do what I need to do. I won't eat for a week. I'll eat 1 meal a day, or I will exercise twice a day for 2 weeks, and I'm going to lose all the weight that I have. So we get extreme. And I know you laugh, and we all laugh if we have any kind of knowledge as to how the body works, because you are not built to lose weight dramatically fast if you're doing it in a healthy manner.
Absolutely.
So what are some of the things that people come at you with when it comes to unhealthy diets or practices and that we can warn people against?
Well, first of all, they want to be aware of the number of weight loss supplements out there.
Yeah.
The fads about losing weight. Some people say if you drink warm water, it helps to melt the fat. If you drink hot water, mostly. Yeah. There's a lot of
Cabbage soup diet, juice diet.
There is a myriad of them.
There are all the supplement drinks that people make, meal replacements.
Right. If you want to steer away from that stuff, and if you're going to consider it, make sure you're going in with a coach, with somebody that can help you to really navigate that arena, because it's like, oh man, and it's gotten worse because the fact that people get more desperate, to lose weight, they are more willing to try this and try that and marketers are on it because they want the money.
Yeah.
And this weight loss, it's $1 trillion industry.
Of course.
Right? It's big money. So no, all that is out there. The idea is to be able to navigate that terrain, and if you want to deal with it, or don't deal with it at all.
Do you ever recommend any of these supplements or meal replacements or weight loss pills that people take?
I recommend, based on what my experience with working with people, to fill in those areas that I know people usually trip and fall. Like, for example, blood sugar stabilization, right? Hydration, burning fat, right? Toning and building lean muscle. Those areas, like, for example, we live in a world that's dominated by sugar.
And you have sugar addicts.
Right.
Yeah.
We're all, to a certain extent, sugar addicts. Our body loves sugar, fat, and salt. It has an affinity for these. But the problem is that we have now kind of strayed away from the original natural sugar that I call it nature's candy that Mother Nature gave to us. Now we're into this arena now of processed foods, and all processed foods are loaded with refined sugar. It's lethal. It's addicting, and we have to understand that it's gotten so out of hand. All processed foods have sugar. There's like 15 or more code names on labels for sugar. So we will trick you, but sugar is in there.
Yeah.
Once it has a label and it's on a shelf, sugar is in there somewhere.
Possibly. So what do you normally recommend to your clients? They come in and they say, Ed, I want my New Year's dress to be the best fitting dress I've ever had. Now I want to shed 20 pounds by December 31st.
Let's start with the head. Let's get your philosophy together here.
Okay.
Most people come with this philosophy, and it causes them to trip and fall.
Yeah.
I want to lose weight to get healthy.
That's it.
Now we need to reverse that. No, you need to get healthy. That's what you want to focus on. The weight will take care of itself. That will be taken care of. You need to get healthy. You need to think like that. So then that will keep you in line.
Yeah.
Right?
And it's very important in informing behaviors or informing habits. Your motivation is also important. So it's a transition from, it's not doing something to lose weight, it's changing to a healthier lifestyle.
Exactly.
But have you found that these type of short-term goals, that they're effective in helping people reach what they're trying to do? Like people who want to shed weight for a wedding, do they keep it off? Or shed weight for Easter, do they keep it off? You know, what has been your experience?
Well, short-term goals are good to we call them low-hanging fruits. They are to get people into the lifestyle, the fitness lifestyle. A short-term goal, like you know, we have some that we use: 14-day fat furnace, 28-day sexy slim down. They have fancy name, but for marketing, right? But there has to be a follow-up on that, and support, and commitment, and accountability, because now the idea is to seduce these people in, but then you have to keep them in. So this is where it's important to have a coach and have a plan, somebody that's going to keep you accountable and give you the support you need, because you need it. You're going to need it to
So
continue.
it's a great way to get people started
Yes,
on a routine.
that's it. Just to get started.
Yeah.
After that, you'll need help.
Yeah.
Right? You can say, okay, well, I want to fit into this wedding dress. Okay, fine. Let's do that. We can do that. But remember, that is just to get you in.
Yeah.
Right? Because what most people need to do is to change their lifestyle. They need to make that lifestyle change to an active, a healthier lifestyle. And then everything falls into place. But to answer your original question about the supplements, I believe in taking supplements to support you in these 5 areas that I mentioned. Blood sugar, it's critical. If you don't stabilize your blood sugar, you're never going to lose no weight, right? Hydration, right? We all need to drink more water, right? And we need to drink it in a timely manner, right? And then we need to, because of the environment we live in today, we need support in burning fat. Burning fat it's a science, right? We have hormones that tell our body to burn fat, tell them, to store it. And a lot of times we are taking in chemicals that act as endocrine disruptors. They disrupt these hormones from doing what they're supposed to do. They mimic the hormones and they tell the body to do the wrong thing. So gain weight instead of lose it. So we want to be aware of this, and really, you need help though.
Yeah.
We need.
You gotta get a
this is the
coach,
reason why I became a health and fitness coach.
And oftentimes you also hear that even if you're going to go on supplements, you should consult with your doctor, because sometimes you're taking other medication that it may counteract with as well.
Right.
So these are all things to take into consideration.
And I know we've been on the topic of fads and looking good for New Year's and Christmas, but the truth is we'll eat. We'll have our Christmas dinner. So talk to us a little bit about portions.
Okay. Portions. First of all, you don't need to eat more than you can hold in one hand.
What?
That's a portion.
Have you seen a plate of Christmas dinner yet, Ed?
A portion. But no, I'm not saying this is all. I'm saying this is a portion. So if you're going to eat some meat, don't that's enough meat.
The size of your
whatever you can put. And then if you're going to have some rice, that's enough rice, right? and we're going back to the primitive caveman diet. I mean, back in the days, what were we doing? and at those days, those guys did not have a weight problem. Primitive man did not have a weight problem. That's a thing of today, right? Modern society.
Yeah.
So portion size, right? And then selection, choice, right? The only way, really, to seriously control what goes in your body is to do it yourself. that's the only way you know what, Now, there is levels of trust depending on, people that you think, oh, they're health conscious, so they're not going to use this and stuff.
Oh, you mean like how healthy they make the food in the first place?
Yes. So, your choices, right, is critical. Now, some people say, well, okay, I like certain foods. I don't care what kind of food you like. There's a healthy way to prepare it, right? And you want to explore that, right? Because then, even if you don't do it yourself, you're going to pay somebody money for it. Well, if I'm going to pay you money for it, I can demand that you within reason, because then you're in business. Well, in some cases, I don't even mind paying more.
But here's the thing, though. Like, do you eat unhealthy? I mean, do you ever indulge every now and again? Because I think that people who perhaps change their lifestyle feel that they have to give up everything they like. They will never have rice. They will never have a fried chicken or I don't know, a burger. Is it completely eliminating all the things that we have grown up loving?
No, definitely not. And if you feel that way, that's part of that's something also that you need to get a handle on, because that's part of the getting your head together. A lot of people think, oh, I'm going to have to, eat grass, lettuce, celery sticks.
Yeah.
No, you have to focus on nourishing your body, though. This is the thing. Change your focus, right? For the most part, what got us to the point where we are, or our weight has spiraled out of control, is because we just eat what we like, right? We're thinking, okay, eating is like an enjoyment. And it is, and it's supposed to be, because it's so essential. But we have to really remind ourselves what the purpose is. The ultimate purpose of putting food in is to nourish the body. So we have to give that some kind of consideration. I mean, seriously speaking, some of the things that I see some people eating, I'm like, are you seriously considering the fact that you're supposed to be...
Like what?
Huh?
Like what?
Well, like...
Is it more portions or what the food is?
A combination of both,
okay,
right? Things like food that you just pick up on the street corner, like fried chicken from places that fried in oil that is just been used over and over and over and over. It's not so much the chicken there; it's the oil, right? And other things like just what we call junk. Junk food has a lot of calories, has no nutritional value, and are seldom eaten because you're hungry. They're seldom eaten with the right purpose in mind.
They taste so good.
That's it. They taste so annoyingly good.
I know, with addictive qualities as well. But here's the thing,
they've been designed to do that.
It's been said that flavor travels in fat, and it's part of the reason why we tend to be why we like to consume foods that are unhealthy for us. It's why junk food tastes so good, and some of the fatty foods that we indulge in. So my question is, I think being absolutely realistic, very few, there will be a selected few people who will look at their Christmas plate and say, how will I eat this right? But many will wear clothing that will accommodate for the excess that they will have that day. And so my question to you is, you spoke about doing something before, which is getting in that solid exercise to kind of
depletion.
To be able to cut down on what you will do to your body. Are there any other tips you can give in terms of not overdoing or how to remedy the overdoing that may take place?
Okay, wonderful. Some simple things, though. First of all, this one is obvious. Use a smaller plate. Don't take the big plate. just use a small plate, and you make several trips, back and forth if you need to, but just take a small plate. And then load up on the good stuff first, right? If you load up on fiber and, fiber-rich food like veggies, then you simply won't have room for much else, right? And then, drink water. Drink water.
Does water help to make you feel more full?
Yes, it also helps to put you more in control, because this is one of the things that restaurateurs knows this, that you get hungry. They want to get you hungry, and you get hungry based on what you smell and what you hear, right? You hear stuff, and you smell, and you start getting hungry. Now, you start getting out of control. They're in control now. You're going to spend more money, but this is how you take back your control.
Drink water.
I have a glass of water, please. And you drink it, right? Boom. And then, no, you're in control.
Yeah.
And then you're like kind of choosing. Nah, I don't want that. How about, no, you're set. But if you are, imagine going into a grocery store and you're hungry to buy something. What you come out with?
Everything that you shouldn't.
So I'm saying, get control, first of all. You get yourself stable so that you can make good choices, right? There are other people that want you to spend more money. Their goal is to destabilize you, so you eat way more than you should, right? They don't have a problem. Even the big food manufacturing companies, they engineer food to be, so you can't resist it. It's engineered.
Yeah.
I believe that.
So we say get in that workout, drink some water, use a smaller plate, try to regain your control. Don't go to serve yourself starving.
It's about moderation too.
Yeah. And try not to indulge in the diets and the supplements, the weight loss supplements.
Right.
Yeah.
There are specific supplements to accomplish the purposes, as I mentioned before. I did talk about the blood sugar stabilization, the hydration, and then the fat burning, and then there is, what else? You want to get the protein, and there's one more that I can't think of right now. But those are the areas that the bases you want to cover. Now, there are specific supplements for those, and my recommendation is to stay as natural as you can, right? There is, for example, there's certain types of hydration aid comes in a little powdered thing, and you put it in your water, and it gives a flavor to you. But you can flavor your water even better than that. Cucumbers in the water.
Or fruits.
Fruits, watermelon, right? But those are the areas that you want to show yourself up, because the main one is blood sugar. Because when that blood sugar spikes, your body goes into a state of emergency. Insulin spikes, then everything just goes crazy, right? And the body has a sense of urgency about getting that sugar out the bloodstream, and it will do what it has to do, right?
So I think there's so many different things that people venture to try to lose the weight, and we appreciate you coming in and telling us some of the more practical ways that people can try to enjoy their Christmas without overdoing it, right?
But don't approach this with the mentality of remember the reason for the season, right?
It's not turkey and ham and stuffing
and black cake.
but have fun.
Yeah.
Enjoy family.
Yeah.
Right? And friends. And the eating and the drinking is more of a side issue.
Yeah.
It's a support, it's a little lubrication, right?
And we didn't even get into that, the liquid calories that people will intake. Yeah.
Yes. We want to keep that Simple.
Yeah.
Remember, small is always better. A shot glass, whatever you can drink from a shot glass
Yeah.
is better than the beverages that, load you up with calories.
Okay.
Right? So it's simple. I would say simple, little rules that you set for yourself. You go in with a plan. And then one more thing is stay active throughout the holidays. Stay active. Most people put their workout on hold. Cut it back maybe 3 times a week,
Yeah.
2 times a week. But don't put it on hold, because then you actually need your workout going through the holidays.
All right. Well, thank you for stopping in, Ed. We appreciate it.
It's my pleasure,
All
as
right.
usual.
We're going to go ahead and take a break, and we'll be back in a few. Stay tuned.